Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. Today we are going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, and we're just going to be talking about some news involved with it, and also some updates regarding it as well. So with that being said, let's just jump into this and let's talk about HBAR. So first and foremost, let's refresh coin market cap, make sure everything is up to date. $2.09 trillion market cap overall for crypto. Bitcoin down about 0.51% as expected. I expect us to probably bleed into tomorrow with a very good green close. Indices, or indices as people call them, will be the thing to watch on Monday. Just going to give you guys that insight, as well as the dollar. Haven't really checked it too much today, but I most likely will be checking it on Sunday as well as into Monday. Indices, you got to wait until Monday. So with that being said, let's scroll down to our lovely friend HBAR, currently sitting at about almost 26 cents, up actually about 4.21%, up 7.92% on the 7-day average. So this looks fairly good. Things are ramping up in terms of volume. We are up about 31.5%. I know that just changed, but it's just weird. I don't know. Sometimes CoinMarketCap is very weird, but nonetheless, we are still up significantly in volume, market cap, and all that. So things are moving very quickly now, as we do see a lot of movement in the market. We are up significantly opposed to Bitcoin, but I don't think that this will last too much longer. I do think that we will come down if Bitcoin does drop. But I'm still very happy about where we are. I do think that's only a matter of time before we do break out of that 30-cent wedge. And then once we get to that point, that's going to be the pinnacle of us really having that major solid breakout point. And I do think that it is only a matter of time. So with that being said, let's move on to this tweet from myself. So obviously I tweeted this yesterday, and I just want to know your guys' overall inputs on this. So we do see over here we do see, just for fun, or perhaps I'm a time traveler, sorry, you'll never know, market cap rankings in 2025. And we do see Bitcoin at a $6 trillion market cap, XRP at a $4 trillion market cap, and we do see HBAR down here at a $300 billion market cap. Now, I do think that personally, HBAR will be much higher. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Now, I do want to move over to this chart here. Now, obviously, we will talk more about some stuff in regards to a chart later on in this video, most likely. But I just want to say HBAR, downward trend line and channel broken, and backtest upward trend lines holding strong. And I'm actually going to be talking about this later on in this video. I just want to talk about a few other things. And we're going to actually address a little bit of something like this, but I do think that this is great to see overall, and I do think that we are playing into something very well like this. But we also see this. HBAR will school you in patience. All you have to do is wait while the good people at Hedera are working tirelessly. Just wait, that's it. And honestly, I do know a lot of people are losing faith, losing hope, losing patience in HBAR. They're actually jumping out of it, jumping into other projects, seeing a little bit of gains and saying, wow, this was the best decision I've ever made. But I don't think that that's going to last too much longer. And sorry about that, I was moving the mic. But obviously, I don't think that this is going to last too much longer. I do think that we'll see HBAR do incredibly well and actually outperform a lot of the top 25 assets in the space. We also see here, not having a bag of HBAR is bad for your health, and this is actually the HBAR to Bitcoin chart, trading at a fairly good pinpoint. I know a lot of people think that this does not look good, as they'll say, oh, it just looks like it's going down, whatever. But this is actually incredibly well. This is doing great things. I think that this is one massive bull flag, just performing, or I should say just printing overall. And I do think that's only a matter of time before we have a massive breaking point on this chart as well. And I do think that once we do break out of the Bitcoin chart, I think it's game over for HBAR's overall steady rise. I think that we'll most likely see something like this, right? This is actually coming from Crypto Bull God, and we actually see this is those max gains of us going to $4 plus. Now, obviously, there is no real TA in this, but I do think that this is great to see. I think that this is something that is most likely going to play out this year, and a lot of people think that ultimately, HBAR can't go to $6 to $10 and even higher. It can. It can go to $10 to $15 this bull run if it performs very well. I've said it multiple times. Now, we do see a lot of people, even this person, saying, in my case, that green arrow equals life-changing wealth, and for me and my family, strangest thing since deciding I'm all in, as in selling everything else and putting it all in HBAR now, I've never felt more certain about my future. And I do think that that's one of the ideas with HBAR. HBAR is one of the most legitimate projects in this space currently, and I do think that they're doing incredibly well for a company that just came out less than 3 years ago. So they're doing great things. Now we also see here, win enterprises win game. HBAR. Anyone worrying about current prices of HBAR doesn't understand macroeconomics and IoT. It's hard to wrap your brain around the future state, TPS and HH, until you look at websites like this. Wow. Let the step functions begin. And this is great to see because we do see here, want to have an understanding of what HBAR TPS will look like in 10 years. When I say 10 million transactions per second, I mean it. I understand the gravity of that statement. And even if we look here, right? So this is the internet live stats. So if you guys don't understand what this actually is, this is pretty much the overall statistics that are happening every second of the day. And you can actually see the statistics in the internet users in the world, total number of websites, emails sent today, tweets sent, all that kind of stuff. And this all plays hand in hand to the idea of even, for an example, transactions per second, because there's a lot of transactions per second that you need to look into accountability as well. Here's, selling of, smartphones, you see computers, tablets, all this kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of things to look at in regards to this, but you see the idea of things moving very fast at some point in time. And even when we talk about HBAR, HBAR is reinventing the wheel. We even see here exactly right. This is mind-blowing potential for or of Hedera Hashgraph. There will always be new use cases for HBAR, and old use cases will continue to grow in use 100%. I don't think people realize the gravitational force that HBAR will put on this entire market. Now, we also want to go look at the idea of the chart for HBAR, right? So in regards to the chart of HBAR, so we have been ranging on the 200-day MA as shown on this nice little, it's like a diagonal line that I just drew on the 200-day MA. But this is from the bottom of the 200 to the top. And even if we go to the daily, you can kind of see that, as you guys see, right? Now, we have been ranging on this for a very long time, as you guys see. This is on the weekly, so it's been like 4, 8, 12 days now, pretty much, or 7, 21 days. Wow, I can't think right now. But anyways, still, we have been ranging on this for a very long time. We broke down below it a little bit, but regained it very quickly. And I do think that we'll continue this upward momentum. And even if we do continue to repeat this process, right? So say for so we just we'll just go off of the bottom of this candle to this topping point. We will be at, in my opinion, above 30 cents by the middle of September. And I know a lot of people are about to say, well, that is absolutely ridiculous. Why do we have to wait that long for gains like that? I'm just saying that that would be the slow growth of it, right? Now, ultimately speaking, it could happen a lot faster, right? We could see something like this, right? Where it's like, a massive inflow of the price. And even in the case that we go off of something like that, right? We would basically be almost above the all-time high by the middle of September. I think that that would be a great thing. For an example, here's that breakout of us going above the all-time high, still ranging on that, 200-day MA essentially. But I think ultimately after this comes something similar to what we did see back in December all the way to pretty much March. And that is pretty much something like this off of the top of this candle. So something where we see a massive breaking point to about $1 plus. And this would pretty much put us in regards to November, Again, the time doesn't matter down here. Like this is just going off of pattern alone, where we could see something even more massive, right? Where we go to, for example, my first target point of $3 or even $5, right? It doesn't have to play exactly into the bars graph. The bars graph doesn't matter. Like that's just, pretty much a pattern of the past market structure. So realistically speaking, I still think that we'll range on the 200-day MA. Eventually, once we break over 30 cents, I think that we move very fast. Movements in this market could happen extremely fast. For example, here is just a 1 weekly candle on HBAR. Just imagine if we just had this candle alone, something like this, right? Just happen out of the blue on HBAR currently off of this candle alone. Like that will put us above the all-time high easily. And this could happen essentially very quickly. This could happen just in 1 week span. So when we talk about this, this will be price discovery, and after price discovery, who knows, right? We'll see something like this where we eventually get to that pinpoint of $3 to $6 to even $10, like my personal targets do print. So I think that this is very interesting to see. The chart looks extremely strong. HBAR has been showing extreme strength as well. So I do think that it's only a matter of time. You guys are not going to have to wait too much longer. Like I said, I think September is going to be a big turning point, especially considering the fact of what's to come, right? So let's actually talk about what's to come. So we do see here folks talk about when the next crypto bear market hits. Perhaps they're right too. Nothing goes up forever, but consider this. Crypto is beginning to go mainstream. In particular, Hedera Hashgraph will soon demonstrate what going mainstream looks like. HBAR gonna bring the heat, 100%. But also, we see something interesting. We do see here, I think Hedera placed the sharding of nodes in Q4 because they are expecting rollouts of enterprise-level applications that will do millions, if not billions, of transactions. HBAR will be the top crypto coin in the next 5 years. And I do completely agree with these statements, right? Both of these statements are great to think of because first off, once HBAR actually goes mainstream and people realize the true potential behind it, and also in Q4 is going to be absolutely massive as well. And I do think that this is pretty much right on the ball. I think that we are arranging to have enterprise use cases delivering a massive inflow of transactions. But also, we got to think about the fact that once we do go mainstream, candles like this are not going to be unheard of, right? We're going to see something massive. And I know that that is a little bit of a broad statement, but we will see something crazy happen in the market where candles just rise like this, right? And we've seen this in the past. We've seen it in the past even with HBAR, right? This candle was not something to disregard, but I'm just saying, like, massive buy-in and FOMO events will happen on HBAR, especially I think a Coinbase listing will happen once we do rise significantly. We'll probably get a Coinbase listing at about $1 plus, just like ADA did, and I do think that by that time people will already be looking up YouTube videos. Where's HBAR headed? People are going to be saying HBAR to $100 this year and stuff like that. Same with like ADA, and I do think that the overall backing point of HBAR is the fact that it does have live updates. There's a lot of legitimate use cases already being transacted over the mainnet, and I think that that is going to be the changing point for a lot of people to realize that, hey, HBAR is not, a project that's just delivering false hope and promises. So with that being said, only downfall to HBAR currently is the price action, but I don't think that that is going to be a concern much longer. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.